All right, how you doing, real life? This is the Honorable Commissioner Larry Johnson and Dr. T. We're bringing some great information that's going to empower you, inspire you, and just move you to your next level. And I am joined by two women who are no strangers to our community, who are all about creating system change and just community action. And this is an amazing podcast, YouTube. I want y'all to make sure you share it with people because we're about to give you some information that's going to really take you to the next level and help your neighbors, help your friends, somebody in your church, wherever you are. This type of information is going to have an impact on your life. And so I want my first guest. I've known her. I'm not going to go back how long I've known this lady, but she is Vicky Elisa. I'm talking about a marketeer, a brands. They call them brandologists now. I know she called it something else, but we're gonna go to the Gen Z language at this moment. She's a brandologist. That means she knows how to craft a message. She knows how to put the message in front of people. She understands the words, the linguistic avenues, and she just plain old knows how to get it done. And I want her to say a few words and just introduce herself and Mother Voices, that program. And then I'm going to bring another lady. She all the way from DC, y'all. We got somebody from DC, Miss Linda Williams, who's going to talk about the workshop and why it's important, the topic that we're going to discuss today. So, hey, Miss Vicky, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic, and it's so good to be on this program and continue to hear the wonderful things that you're doing in the community. But I'll be real brief on my introduction. Thank you
Okay.
so much for stopping at 25 years, because I think we can push it back a little bit further. But I'm an Addie, Telly, and Emmy award winning communication professional who's been doing this for the last couple of years. My area of expertise is around healthcare and financial literacy. My
Wow.
organization, Mother's Voices, has been around over 25 years, working on financial literacy and also on empowerment issues in terms of promoting healthy lifestyles, especially for
Mm,
communities of color. And we're really fortunate that we were able to partner with the Consumer Action Group out of Washington, D.C., because they are continuing that education component that's so critical for communities of color. And that is around understanding the telephone, the TCP Act, and how that act is impacting communities, telemarketing. It is definitely putting a mark on how churches, elected
mm,
officials, um, consumers, young people, seniors, small businesses communicate in a way that individuals who are consumers have their privacy protected. And so
wow.
we're going to be doing a workshop in collaboration with the experts on this, which is Consumer Action. And so we're really fortunate to be coming into the community and providing that information to groups, hopefully on May 21st at a meeting that we will be doing at Georgia Piedmont. And I'm going to turn it over to Linda Williams, who is the expert from Consumer Action, who has made all of this possible.
Yay. Come on in, Miss Williams.
Thank you for those kind words. Experts are going a little far, but I'll take it. I'll take it. My name is Linda Williams. I am a community outreach and training manager with Consumer Action. I've been with Consumer Action for almost 20 years. Before being hired by Consumer Action, I was a frontline advocate for the Foundation of Los Angeles. But at Consumer Action, our mission is to empower consumers, especially low income, hard to reach consumers, about their rights so that they can exert their rights in a competent manner in the marketplace. And what we do is we create financial literacy and consumer rights materials. We create those materials in English and Spanish and several Asian languages. And our motto is train the trainer. So once we create a module with PowerPoints and fact sheets and outline guides, we'll host a training in a city like Atlanta, or Clarkson, and we would invite other community-based agencies to the training. We would train them on the materials, and once trained, we'll invite them to apply for a grant. We will give them a grant so that they could do the work in the communities that they serve. So we are serving the trainers, and the trainers are going out in the community because there are foot soldiers. They know their audience. They know how to tailor the materials to their audience. So, as Ms. Dickey said, on May 21st and May 22nd, we'll be in the Atlanta, Clarkson area with a training on navigating privacy rights for consumer and business. And like you probably saying, hey, navigating privacy rights. Why? Well, just think about it. As the digital landscape continues to evolve, just think AI and what AI is doing out there, and the concerns surrounding data privacy and data security. As those concerns get louder, consumers and businesses, especially those in low-income communities, must take the steps to protect their privacy, their children's privacy, and security business data. Step one to taking those steps is understanding the scope and the laws that protect privacy that are already on the books. So understanding these laws that protect privacy is crucial. It is as important as locking your door at night, or locking your car so no one will break in and take the valuable. It's like you put a deadbolt on your front door to keep intruders out. The privacy laws, but to keep your personal information safe. Now, our training on May 21st, it will be open to community-based organizations, but it's also open to consumers who would like to know how to protect their rights, how to protect their privacy, the privacy of their kids, their elderly parents, or a neighbor or someone down the street you want to pass the information on to. Our training is going to open up with a welcome from the city of Clarkson first Black female mayor, Beverly Burke. She's going to be on hand to welcome everyone. We'll have a training on the Children Online Privacy Protection Act. This is the federal law. This is the federal law that has the framework for online safety for our children. The speaker will also talk about the Federal Privacy Act and the Federal Family Education Rights and Privacy Act, which a lot of consumers have no clue about. They don't know they're putting all of this information on these forms, and they don't know if they have the right to say, no, I don't want to give you this personal information on my child. We have a speaker from the FCC who's going to discuss how to stop unwanted robocalls. And if you're asking me why, well, last year, in 2024, 6.3 billion robocalls were made to U.S. citizens, and they were identified as scams. And the 6.3 billion was only 12% of the total amount of robocalls that was received by U.S. citizens in 2024. Additionally, Americans lost 407 million to the 6.3 billion scam robocalls. In Georgia, 2024, Georgia residents received 307 calls per person. That is a lot of calls. And now these call centers are using AI, so they're generating up the number of robocalls that you will be receiving. We will have a guest speaker from the Identity Theft Resource Center. The Identity Theft Resource Center is a national organization. You can go on to that website and you can look at all of the scams that are coming out per state, per city. Mike DeTurno will be on hand. He's going to discuss how to recognize, how to avoid, how to defend, and adequately defend against identity theft, and what to do if you are a victim of identity theft. We're going to talk about the different forms of identity theft, such as medical identity theft. Yeah, that is such a thing. People steal your Kaiser card, your medical records, and they go and they get medical services in your name under your insurance, and it can cost you later in life. Criminal identity theft. Yeah, they can steal your identity, walk around with it. The police stop them, give them a ticket. Don't bother them because the ticket is going to be in your name. Also, identity theft of a deceased person's information. Child identity theft. how to protect your child's identity. Now, according
Mm.
to Javelin Strategy, 915,000 families were impacted by child identity theft in 2024.
Wow.
One out of
Wow.
10 kids in the United States is impacted by child identity theft. In 2024, over 1 million children had their identity stolen, creating billions of dollars in loss for the families of those kids.
And for communities of color, this is really significant because the reality or the face of it, I've had people at Mothers Voices workshops who've had their identity stolen to the
Mm.
tune of $10,000. That mother who was stable for 17 years in her own home lost her home, lost
Wow.
her car, lost her job, and was
Mm.
homeless because her identity had been stolen. They felt the banks told her she had to pay back that 10,000, and she was on the streets uh,
Whoa.
because of that. And so this has a real impact on communities and people of color, especially single family households. It can be devastating.
We're navigating all of the laws that protect families that consumers need to be aware of. And Vicki is absolutely right about the devastating impact of stealing a child's identity. It's called child identity theft.
Mm.
Because with the child, they get a clean slate because that child shouldn't have any credit history or anything
Right.
like that. So they steal that child's social security number. They create an avatar and take little pieces of that child, and they this child's identity. And the thing of it is, they can keep that identity for 18 years. But 18
Whoa.
years before that child realized that they're impacted. Why? Because most consumers are not checking to see if they have a credit report and what's on their credit report. So they definitely not checking to see if their child have one.
And the devastation of that is that we've had young people who have come to us in our Mothers Voices workshop. I can name at least about 6 or 7 who discovered when they tried to apply for credit later on that they had had utility bills put under their social security numbers when they were 5, 6, and 7 and 8 years old. And they have all of these accumulated bills that has impacted their FICO scores and has prevented them once they hit their 20s or 30s and they're trying to establish credit. It is real difficult to unburden from that.
Get
And
out
so
of here.
these have real consequences, especially, Black folks are already dealing with a goalpost, and this puts several more in front of us trying to move towards financial security.
Right. And children in the nation is floated around and around and around. They are severely impacted by child identity theft, so much so that when Barack Obama was in office, he did an executive order that all Department of Social Services had to check that child's social security number and credit record, and if there was anything on it, clear it up before they was released from foster care. Another problem with identity theft that Mike Turner is going to talk about is the AI scams. The AI scams have just taken out. Scammers and thieves have hit the lottery with AI. Why? Because it enables them to create sophisticated fraudulent content and impersonations. I mean, just imagine a grandmother receiving a call from her grandchild saying, "Nanny, help me, I'm in jail in Mexico, or somebody done kidnapped me," and the voice sounds just like their grandchild. It has impersonated that person's grandmother, and we don't know what these kids doing. These kids go online unsupervised most of the time. We don't know what they're doing online. But the new latest AI scam, grandparent scam, is they are calling grandparents with the voice of their grandchildren.
Wow.
Yeah, my mother has personally had about 4 of those calls regarding my nephew where she's called me very worried saying I just received a phone call, and I had to explain, Mom, it's a scam. But if you can imagine preying that on seniors who are already dealing with issues of health and other things. It really is a horrific way of bilking our seniors out of millions and millions of dollars.
I'm going to give
Wow.
you a tip down that you don't have to come to the training to get. Have, get with your grandkids and give them a password. This is your password. Remember this password. Call them every other day and say, "What's the password?" Until they know that password, and tell them, if I get a call from Mexico and they say it's Nia, and Nia is saying Nana send me money, and I said, "What the password?" And you can't tell me
Mm.
to stay in Mexico. So learn this password. So giving your kids a password that's just between you and them will help some of the some of the
That's a smart. That's good. I didn't think about that one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
yeah. Give them all my grandkids have passwords, all of them, and
Mm.
now I'll say, "What's the password?" and they'll tell me. They know what it is. I said, because if you call me, you in trouble. If you don't know the password, I'm hanging up.
Wow.
But from the consumers unit of the Georgia's AG office, he would be out and he would be discussing state laws that protect privacy. And I will be on hand to talk about the TCPA, the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, and how it protects consumers from unwanted telephone calls. And one of the great features about the TCPA, the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, it has great privacy protections, which will be discussed at the training, and how you can distinguish between the protectors. But the thing that I'm going to tell you now, so that you can come to the training, is it has what they call a private right of action, meaning that you don't have to go to the Attorney General, you don't have to go to the FTC, you don't have to go to the FCC. If someone is calling you with unwanted calls and you told them to stop, cease, quit, don't call me no more, and they can continue with the robocalls,
Mm.
you see an attorney, you can have a private right of action against that person. The TCPA violations are stiff. $500 per call does not sound a lot, but when calling calling thousands of times, that money add up. And if
Yes.
it is a willful violation, it's $1,500. Now, part of the TCPA is the do not call. Now, according to the do not call rules, if someone calls you twice within a 12-month period, they have violated the do not call, and those fines can start at $34,000. So it's keeping you up a private right of action. So come out and learn about the protections that protect and your privacy and how you can access those rights on May 21st. On May 22nd, we're having a half-day training for small businesses, and I fought really hard with Consumer Action to get this program, because, as I said earlier, we do train the trainers. We do not train small business owners. But after I did the research on the TCPA, I said, wait a minute, these fines can put a small business. My daughter has a office in Stonecrest, Georgia. She's a chiropractor. She do something wrong, she get hit with a $40,000 fine. It may knock her out of business. She may have to close her business. So these small
Right.
business owners trying to reach the middle class by having a small business, I want to teach them what the laws are and how they can navigate their business with the law there and not violate it. So that's why I'm having this training. I have someone coming out from the FTC who's going to talk about the telemarketing sales through, because last
Mm.
year in April 2024, the rules changed, and it's protection to businesses, especially when it comes to business calls. I'm having someone talk about how businesses can protect their business against cyber threats and identity theft, how they can train their employees to look for some of these threats.
That's
So
good.
we have a great, and on the TCPA, what businesses need to know about the TCPA and how they can avoid fines and penalties. If anyone is interested, they can email me. Like I said, the doors are open at 9 o'clock. program will start promptly at 9 o'clock on both days. They bring plenty of business cards. It's going to be great networking opportunities and an opportunity to win a $50 gift card on both days. I'm giving away two $50 gift cards. I'm giving away the materials. And did I say the training is free?
Free.
Man, this is
And brunch, lunch. And again, your community-based organization is eligible to be able to pursue many grants so that they too can become educators in the community. So
wow.
this is a win-win all the way around. Consumer Action is not only bringing the education, but they're also providing an opportunity for nonprofits or churches to be able to pursue future grants so that they can also be educators.
The 22nd, I'll be somewhere, wherever, getting ready for my birthday. But
Okay.
I wanted the real life family to get involved, get engaged. You've seen us put this on our Facebook site already about this workshop both days. Take advantage of this information, and then you become eligible for many grants that are offered, because this information is real life. AI is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. You're going to have good uses for AI. You're going to find some people who always try and do the bad with the AI.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you want to be in front of the curve by being educated and really helping your organization and your community out. So, man, this is exciting, Ms. Williams and Vicki. This information, these workshops, and again, they said they are free. Bring your business cards, because part of it is they want you to collaborate and build partnerships with other organizations. And you'll be able to do that at these two workshops. So we're excited about it. Any last words you had, Ms. Williams and Vicki, on things our consumers can take away or be a part of as well?
Well, let me give them my email address. If you're interested,
Yes, give them all your information on how to find you.
The workshop, send me an email at Linda, Linda, Williams, Williams, at consumer, consumer. And then you need a hyphen or a dash between consumer and the next word, which is action, ACTION.org. Bring a friend. The person who brings the most individuals to the training will get a $50 gift card. Come on out. It's going to be great information. It's totally free, and I think you'll have a great time. Like Vicki said, we're going to feed you breakfast and we're going to feed you lunch. It's going to be great networking opportunities. And I'm fighting to give out at least 10 grants in the area because the area is so huge. If you know any chamber of commerce in the area, you are a nonprofit. You qualify for a grant as well. If you're educating small businesses how to start a small business, you need to tell them how to avoid fines and penalties that can put them out of business. So come get the information so that you can have classes for those groups coming in. So, but I just want to thank you so much for this particular opportunity.
Yes.
I thank y'all, because when I got the email and I said, wow, I said, this is some good stuff. And I was debating on if I could go or not. I said, let me go and expand my horizons, because I can be able to help and assist, especially doing our podcasts and our YouTube and letting people know and educate them. And then able to spread it to all these churches, our pastors I reached out to, the Divine Nine. And now you've given me more ideas. I'm gonna get it to these senior centers, the directors, and so they can be part of something like this, and tell them to spread the message as well. I think we on to something, y'all. Thank y'all for bringing.
Thank you.
One thing: when individuals are in the community, that when they get in trouble, the first place they go is where? To the church. So we have to make sure that the church have grants and monies and stuff available to educate the consumers coming in and out, so they don't land in this trouble again. But since I was a little girl and they had trouble, go to the church, because somebody at the church was going to give you a basket or something and help you out. So we need to always include the church in everything.
Wow. Well, you heard it, real life, with Dr. T and Commissioner Johnson. This is all about consumer action and consumer protection. And so sign up for these workshops that are coming on. They're free. but you got the information you get is going to last your whole lifetime, and it's going to save some lives. It's going to save somebody financially. It's going to help people deal with anxiety when it stops them before they even giving out the information.
Mm-hmm.
This is all about prevention, prevention, prevention. And that's what these workshops are all about. So please sign up, become a part. You got all the information. We're going to replay this over and over again before the actual event. And so you all get ready. And I'll see you all on the 21st.